3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so we're going to start with the drums. Now the drums are all split up here, and we're going to go to the drop first because that's the easiest part. And we are mixing loud. So on the master channel, we've got a Pro L, and this is just on 0. So this is just a limiter, and this is just stopping anything from clipping. And then we've got this Uline loudness meter, which you can download for free, which is going to give us a LUFS value at the end so we can check the loudness before we export it. And this mixdown method is going to mean that the track will be mastered when it's done. So let's add in the kick drum first. So here, got the kick drum. You can see that's coming in 0 dB up there. And on the kick drum, we've just got a Pro L just boosting the levels a bit. You can see it's proper slamming it. Then this is going into the drum bus, which has also got a Pro L on it. So nothing is clipping on the master channel. You can see it's being stopped clipping by the Pro L. Now let's add in our snare drum. So our snare drum is going to be coming in pretty loud as well. You can see there, just a little bit quieter than the kick drum. Now let's add in the hi-hats. So these hi-hats are all just in one channel, just because it was from a loop that I really liked. And if we have a look at these, just turn that down a slight bit. So they're just slightly quieter than the snare. So that is the drums complete. That's all you need to know really. Just make sure the kick's the loudest element, snare's slightly quieter, the hat's slightly quieter than them. And if you're wondering what this project template I'm using is, it's what I use on all my tracks. There's a free download in the link below. You can just grab it and then you can follow along with the same project template. It just makes things so much easier. Let's add in this bass now. So this is a bass that makes the drop, and this is on here. And we've got just a trash 2 on, which is being automated to create this unique sound here. So you'll hear it. Like that. And then we've just got an EQ on here, which is boosting the lows a little bit. And then a Pro L just stopping that clipping that was happening. And then we need to put a kickstart on it to do some sidechain. So kickstart 2, we can go here, put it on audio mode, and then we're going to link it to the kick group. So this is already sidechain. You right click, sidechain to this track, and then we come back to the kickstart. It's on audio mode. We come here, go to processing, sidechain, kick group. So now it's sidechain to that. So now when we play it, when the kick drum hits, it should duck. Okay. Every time the kick drum hits now, it's ducking because it's on that audio mode. So that's really good. And then if we just look at the bass bus here, we've just put this down a little bit like this, just to make sure it's quieter than the drum bus, because the drums are going to be the loudest part of the track and the bass is just going to be slightly quieter than it, just to make sure the drums get through in the mix and are right in your face rather than the bass is taking over, which happens a lot. You'll be surprised. That is a very common mistake to make. So now let's see what else we've got on the drop before we then go to the intro. So we've got some instruments. So let's add in instrument 5. And this just has a G clip on it, which is just a clip. Does something similar to a limiter, but not quite. But it stops any redlining as well. So this was just a sample I found that complements the style of the track very well. And you'll see there's no other post-processing on it. It didn't need it. It fit in well. There was no phasing issues. So I just added it in. And then further down the line, after 8 bars, we added in some more elements here. So we'll just introduce them. So instrument 4 we'll add in first. And you'll see again, it's just coming in quite quieter because it's more of a background element. And then instrument 9 as well. This has actually got a few effects on, so it's got some reverb on. And some kickstart on, so it was just side chaining, and a little bit of this decimal too. Actually, is that reverb on? Oh, I think it comes up at the end of the channel. Yeah, so this decimal is being applied more to the track as it goes on, just to give some variation. And then after this section, so this is like the breakdown drop section into the main breakdown. So the basses stop, and then we introduce more instruments. So instrument 1 comes back in, but we'll add that in later because when we're doing the intro, and then instrument 6 comes in as well. And you'll see how loud this is. Very much so quieter as well. As it's a nice little transition element. And then we've got some vocal harmonies as well, which I'll show you. So these just have a Klar vocal stereo on and a G clip on, just stopping anything from happening that could make it redline. And you'll see that's pretty loud compared to the drums. Okay, we don't have much time left, so I'm gonna have to move on. So let's go to the intro now. So you'll see we've got some nice instrument elements. So these instruments here are both playing. And these are very quiet, but we've also got the vocal coming in.
I wanna know.
And you'll see this is pretty loud.
How do you see right through me? All that you want. I wanna get in close.
So you can see here how much volume these are really coming in. So the vocal is slightly louder than the elements here.
Dive into the deep end.
You can see the vocal is really pushed there, and when the drums come in, we can see here. The vocal level is almost matching the drum level. And on the vocal channel, we also have these, which are helping it boost even more. So we've got a DS, just stopping any of the harsh frequencies. A Klar vocals on Start Me Up, just boosting a lot of the sounds. It's got bass treble compression, a little bit of reverb on as well. And then we've got a main reverb channel that it gets sent into here on 75% with a Valhalla room and an EQ cutting out any of the lows because you don't want any low end in our stereo reverb sound. Just another DS on the end here as well. And then the only other bit we need to go over is the effects and the build-up. So the build-up element here. You'll see again the instruments are slightly quieter than the vocals, but still pretty loud there. And then we've got all these effects elements coming in here. So I'll just add them all in so you can hear. These are a lot quieter. You'll see they're also in mono as well. We've got the mono here. We can put the kick and the snare in mono as well, just to make sure. They should already be in mono, but that just confirms it if they're samples. And then we just put all these on. You see a lot quieter, more in the background. And that one's a little bit louder because it's just before the drop. And then the drop slaps you in the face even louder. And you'll see it all comes together nicely. And this little 1/7. Listen to how quiet this is. Very in the background. Look at that. So you can barely hear it. But when you mute it, you suddenly notice that it's gone. So it does make a big difference. So this drum here and the build-up drums are all pretty loud, but not as loud as the main drop. And then we use little filters as well to automate and make like this. You see that automation, that filter, that's a little filter cut off there. And that's just helping develop the track and make sure it's all moving and sounding great, mixed in with these build-up drums as well. Sounds really cool, those three things combined. That's just a love filter, that is. Fruity love filter. Should be on here, yeah, you can see it here. And we're out of time, so this track is actually called Arcade With You. It's coming out on all platforms. I'll leave a link down below so you can add it to your playlist. I'd really appreciate that. Let's listen to the track so you can hear it, and I'll put the Mixdown element in so you can see what's going on as well. You'll notice so few plugins were used, just the main essential ones. It was all about sound selection, picking the perfect sounds, setting them at the right level, and then ensuring nothing is clipping and then we can get this really loud LUFS level. I'll show you the LUFS level at the end as well, and show you what the Pro L is doing. So let's listen.
I wanna know, how do you see right through me? All that you want. If you ask, I would give you more. 'Cause I wanna get in closer tonight. You and me could dive into the deep.
I typically aim for like -5 to -6 max of gain reduction on the Pro L.
You can take me down to the bottom.
But you got to use your ears as well, just to make sure nothing is clipping. So you use your ears and this as well.
Dive into the deep end. You can take me down to the
Really pushing.
bottom with you.
Mixture of instruments, bass and drums all being pushed. Look at that, we're actually getting a lot lower. -7, -8 on this. We're actually getting a lot lower on here. -7, -8 on that. I didn't realize how much that was being pushed. And you're getting a -5 LUFS, which I think is pretty good for this kind of music. You could try and push it even harder if you want, but that's really up to you. So let's just keep listening.
Bottom with you. Dive into the deep end. You can
Pad
take me
comes back in here.
down to the bottom with you.
And then it goes into the next section, next area, next drop, all pretty similar, maybe a few elements added in. And now we have a track that's mixed down and mastered all in one, and I barely had to do anything extra. It's just the method that I used allowed it to be polished and finished and sound great in my ears. But do remember, sound selection is most important. All these sounds that I've picked here are really high quality sounds, so that's one of the main reasons why it sounds so good in the end result as well when you're applying this method. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Why not watch this video here where I mix down another track from scratch, doing it step by step, so you can learn even more about music production, your mix down, your mastering, and get better at producing.